How to Draw a Circle by Anonymous. Notes. Your inheritance is a knife's edge. Your inheritance is a culling. When the time comes, even your coffin will be a family heirloom. Come, make sure the measurements are right. Joan Tierney, How to Draw a Circle. Cast. Dr. Thomas Light, a loner, a thinker, a has-been. Protomen, firstborn, hero, martyr, or so the story goes. The Chorus, a city of vacant buildings, iron and steel all gone to rust. These are the people left behind. Mega Man, Light's youngest son, doomed from the start. A spotlight thrums to life, its beam illuminating a bare-bones stage. Very little is visible outside the borders of the light. It's just a shining yellow circle on a dark blank floor. But somewhere, in the wings, a pre-recorded voice begins to play. Where to start? That's the question, isn't it? How do you begin a story with no beginning? Could be said it opens with a man martyred at war, red helmet shining as he falls. Could be a kid on a motorcycle, making a break for the city limits. Could be a miner, hands black with coal dust, working himself into an early grave. Could be anything at all. In a circle, any spot can be an opening, a midpoint, an ending. So take a seat. Let's start here. The rest of the stage lights come on. The set they reveal is sparse, a cold-looking metal table near the front of the stage. On the back wall, a crooked wooden door leading elsewhere. Standing on the stage are two figures. One is bearded, exhausted-looking, at least a decade past middle-aged. He stands stooped next to the table, his hands pressed against the metal. His sleeves are rolled up to the elbows and stained with machine oil. The other figure lies on the table, partially covered by an old, discolored sheet. His eyes are closed. He's still and silent. By the time you're born, there's nothing of the city left to save. It doesn't happen with any fanfare. Your birth, that is. No slow burn to consciousness, no half-remembered childhood. Just a switch flipped, a circuit connected, a split-second jump from nothing to something. Your lungs fill with air for the first time. Through your new-to-you optics, even the dim glow of Light's apartment is blinding. The man on the table, Mega Man, opens his eyes, draws in a single gasping breath. You're a bunch of bootleg tech, a web of wires wound into the shape of a man. A siren screams, 20 floors down. The city writhes. The world you're awoken into is barely a coda. The end's already happened. Tenderly, Light smooths a lock of hair behind Mega Man's ear, places a comforting hand on his shoulder. Raise your arm. Slowly, slowly. Very good. Let's get you calibrated. The room again, set up the same as before, an examination berth, a doorway. The young man, Mega Man, sits on the berth, legs hanging over the sides. He's awake, alert, but just as before, remains unnaturally still. Again, from somewhere off stage, a pre-recorded voice begins to play. Somehow, you know about your brother. Light never talks about him. He doesn't need to. Protoman is inescapable, unavoidable. He fills the corners and doorways of rooms in the empty hours. The apartment isn't big enough for three. This is how you live. You, your father, your brother's ghost between you. Yellowed schematics stacked in piles. An old motorcycle helmet in the corner of a cupboard, gone gray with dust. A guitar your father never plays. You're not sure what your brother looked like. You've never seen his face. There aren't any photos. Wiley's the only one allowed to keep cameras anymore. You don't ask about him. Where he went, how exactly he died. You're not the questioning kind. Eventually, you'll learn it's because you were built not to be. Mega Man stands, sliding off the table. He paces in a small, slow circle around a section of the stage, inside the tight confines of the apartment's living room. He's done this before. He does this often. What else is there to do? For as long as you live in the apartment, it doesn't change, because your father won't let it. Sometimes you listen to Light's stories. In the dim green glow of the monitors, he runs your diagnostics, green code scrolling, and tells you about the world outside, about how he scoured scrap heaps for years, painstakingly scavenging parts to build you, one piece at a time. Sometimes Light abandons the apartment, stumbling back hours later with his arms full of tech or water or food. Sometimes he stares out the dirty window at the skyline, watches the distant flames climbing as massive forms stride through the rubble. Mega Man continues to pace. Once, late at night, you think you hear a voice from the bedroom. Quietly, you peek past the doorframe. Light sits on his bed, cradling a piece of machinery. It's a large cannon, meant to be mounted on an arm plugged into an electrical port on the wearer's limb. It's wicked-looking and ugly, even in the dark. It thrums with heat. It's your brother's weapon. Light strokes the weapon like the head of a child, cradles it against his chest like a living thing. He says something low under his breath. It sounds an awful lot like, "God help me." You stay there, stock still. The moment passes. The gun goes back into the piles of apartment clutter, unacknowledged. 2 months, 6, a year, 2, it's all the same. It seems easy to stay put. Don't question. Keep quiet. It's easy because it's what your father wants. This is where a train horn would sound, if there were any trains left. This is where a young man would spin a soliloquy, if you were one. This is where you'd make a choice, if you had one. This is where the facade breaks. One night, when Light leaves, the lock jams. For the first time, the door stays open. The spotlights dim until the stage is barely visible. No action, no figures on the stage, nothing moves. The only sounds in the stillness are the narrator's voice and the crackle of the recording. You sneak out behind him, quick as anything, sprint down the 20 flights of stairs, ride the spiral down and down and down into the cool depths of the ground floor. By the time you burst outside, you're already second-guessing. City like a jigsaw, city like a scrap heap, city like an incinerator, a pit, a meat grinder. Polluted air rolls across your face, thickens like motor oil in your mouth. Paper blows across the courtyard, scraps and trash kicked up by the wind, and you begin to walk. A group of figures walk out from the wings, striding out to the rim of the stage. This is the chorus. This is the city. 12 people, completely indistinctive, all utterly unremarkable. The specifics have never mattered. They don't say anything. Not yet, anyway. Sometimes you see a person out of the corner of your eye, but they're gone before you can speak. Probably for the best. You've never talked to anyone who wasn't your father. You wouldn't know what to say. You won't ever read the word labyrinth, or hear the story of Theseus and what he found there, what things lurk in the corners of the structures wrought by men. But know this, that's all the city is, a maze with something monstrous at its heart. Well, after everything ends, you still remember rows of shattered windows stretching to the roiling clouds, buildings reaching up and up. Remember, you're not the only one caught here, not the only kid stuck fast in the grip of a dead house. Look around you. Can't you see the lights? The members of the chorus turn to each other. They begin to converse behind their hands, whispering. For a second, Mega Man meets their eyes, then looks away again. He's seeing them for the first time. When one of Wily's sentinels appears silently behind you, you don't even notice. Tangle of metal, dead man walking. It's not a monster, just an automaton. It's just doing what it was told. Alerts flare, red stripes across your field of vision. You've never seen them before, but you still somehow know what the bright strings of code mean. 615-05092005-. Cannon not detected. Weapon not found. Formulas scroll by, faster than anyone but you could read. All the metrics of murder. You've never held your brother's gun. If you had it, you know exactly what you'd do. How to aim it, how you'd fire, the impact juddering down your arm. Wielding it wouldn't even be a conscious thought. Bad luck. The instinct's there, the equipment's not. So instead, you run, messages multiplying until all you can see is a sea of red letters, red strings of text, a wide, dead span of red. Error, error. The alleys all look the same. All around you, the maze tightens its grip, hemming you in. The drone follows close behind. Dead end. Your back presses against the bricks, and if any part of you is really human, it's here now, forcing you to curl up on yourself, shielding your head like the kid you never were. Maybe it's nature, maybe it's nurture, some intentional quirk of your schematics, some intentional gift of your father's hands, just another way he's shaped you. The light illuminating the stage begins to flicker. A metallic crunch, the smell of burning plastic. Wily's sentinel falls useless to the ground. Light-headed, loose-limbed, you fall too. Light leans over you, a looming silhouette against the flickering sky. Another error message, and your optics go offline. In the distance, the sound of rapid footsteps, whispering to one another. The chorus watches the apartment door. The sound of footfalls become closer and closer, until suddenly, they stop. Light throws the door open and steps back into the stage. In his arms is Mega Man, eyes closed, limp and silent. The lights come back up, just as they were at the beginning of the play. Mega Man lies on the steel table, eyes closed. Light carefully checks him over, lifting Mega Man's arms one at a time, testing the range of Mega Man's joints, the bend of each of Mega Man's fingers. Mega Man's face pinches. Resting on his chest, gripped tight in Mega Man's hands, is an old motorcycle helmet, dented in green. Easy does it. I've got you. Take it from me, there's nothing worth going out into that mess for. Hasn't been for decades. Mega Man's hands tighten on the helmet, knuckles turning white. Better for you to stay home, where it's safe. Inside in the quiet with the door shut tight. Lie down as long as you need. You know there'll always be room for you here. Your father has been old your entire life, but now he looks ancient, like the monitors lining the walls of your little apartment, like all the dirty, scavenged tech gathering dust in the corners of the room, mismatched, obsolete. What happened to my brother? Light freezes. His hands drop to rest on his knees. He can't seem to look at his son. The stage light falls on a spot at the edge of the stage, ostensibly some cluttered corner of the apartment. In its beam is Protoman's cannon, shining wickedly in its glow. You don't know what's out there. You don't know what this city wants from you. When Protoman died, no one else cared, even after he laid his life down for all of them. I was the only one at his grave. I had to dig it myself. Had to place his body there. I was the only one who mourned. I don't think you did. Your father won't look at you, as he sits there, slumped, surrounded by broken monitors and trash. You see him for what he is, a man drowning in the riptide of his own past. An echo. Just another ghost. Better pack it up, keep moving. There's nothing for you here. Mega Man turns away from Light, still carrying the helmet. He picks up his brother's gun. Listen to me. Light falters. Please, listen to me. Don't go. Don't go. Don't go. Mega Man walks to the apartment door. For the second time in his short life, he wrenches it open. An old guitar, a burning city. You only have two choices. It's an on-off switch, a binary option. Pick the 0 or pick the 1. Stay or leave. Mega Man walks through the door, slamming it shut behind him. He doesn't look back. You go. The stage lights dim to a deep indigo, mimicking the polluted night Mega Man has escaped into. A grim, half-lit moment, an early morning, hushed before the dawn. As the lights are shifting, a set change happens. The door is covered, the table is wheeled away. These changes are permanent, because Mega Man will never return to his father's house. A tall object of some kind is moved out into the center of the stage. It's not yet clear what it is. Mega Man walks across the stage, barely more than a shadow. He's still holding the helmet, now poorly rattle-canned a dark blue, and the cannon. They're tucked tight to his chest. It's an incongruous gesture, childish even. The chorus parts as he walks, letting him pass. Their eyes follow him. Dim ambient light trickles in, slowly, just enough that we can see the prop standing tall on center stage. It's a single pillar, covered in spray paint, worn with the years, barely visible, but still legible. Hope rides alone. You kneel at your brother's grave. You pay your respects. You make a vow. Slowly, and with great care, Mega Man puts on the helmet. He slides the blaster onto his arm, watches it with awe as the display on its side blinks to life. Poor, stupid kid. No wonder what comes next. The curtains come up. The gravestone is gone. In its place is a massive structure. Horizontally, it takes up nearly a third of the stage. Vertically, it's over 10 feet tall. It's designed to look like an outcropping of rock, but we see it for what it is. A battlement. A tower. A series of figures are making their way across the stage. At the front of the group is Mega Man, barely distinguishable by his brother's helmet and his small size. He walks with purpose. From a good distance behind him, the chorus follows. The walls of Wily's fortress rise in front of you. It's the first time you've ever seen them up close. Before, they'd been a distant smear through Light's window, visible only on days when the smog wasn't too thick. The city follows you, whispering, until Wily's army arrives. A flicker of shadows across the stage. Barely visible silhouettes flicker across the faces of the stricken city. The sound of marching in the distance. Metronome perfect. It's Wily's army. As it approaches, the chorus scatters across the stage. Mega Man raises his cannon, over and over. Every time he does, the lights flare brightly for a moment as his weapon fires. It's so easy. It's too easy. The first sentries crumble beneath your blasts before you even need to blink. Another shot, another. You shoot until metal scraps scatter across the battleground. Blaster function 100%, says your optical display, and the thin slice of world visible through your visor is all heat map and equation, if then and Boolean and precise. It makes more sense to you than anything ever has. You don't even stop to wonder. If you were never meant to be a soldier, why add weaponry functions to your mainframe? Why even program the compatibility? Now you know. Violence was built into you from birth, coded into you from the start. There was never any chance of escape. The lights flicker. When they come back on, someone is standing at the top of the structure. He wears a severe-looking full-face helmet, dinged and battle-scarred. A man appears at the top of the fortress. He's built like you. In the depths of his visor, his eyes glow, just like yours. A yellow bandana is tied loosely around his neck. With a single gesture of his raised hand, the mechanical army's onslaught stops. The robots freeze, awaiting orders. The city residents stay safe in their hidey holes, heads buried in the sand. None of them stand behind you as you approach the tower. Mega Man steps to the foot of the structure, shoulders squared.
I'm not scared of you. You're just another one of Wily's lackeys. You're just one more thing in my way.
The unknown man steps to the edge of the structure. Without pausing, he begins to climb down a series of carefully hidden footholds to the ground below. It doesn't seem to take him any effort at all. He's done this before.
I'll take out the rest of your army. Try and stop me. I'll crush all your soldiers no matter how many you have. I'll smash down this door and raise this fortress to the ground.
Why? Something about his voice seems familiar.
Wily killed Light's firstborn. He murdered my brother.
A crackle of static on the offstage recording. The tape skips, rights itself. It resumes. Look at you. Your eyes ablaze, just like mine. The light of your gun flickers red and low across the dead fields. It's only us. Only us and my broken army and the wasteland choked with dust. It spans for miles. When the narrator and unknown man speak again, it's in unison, with the same voice. Little brother, what makes you think I was his first? The tape clicks off, finished. Dr. Light, a loner, a thinker. Your father, mine too. A man weighed down by his own brilliance, the lintel of his house hanging heavy around his neck. The spotlight changes, red like blood, red like rust, red like an industrial fire burning, slag melting down, sparks flying into the night. This fight's not yours. That's what he told you, isn't it? Wasn't mine either. It was only ever Light's, against Wiley and everything he stood for, against the folly of his own father and his coal-streaked miner's hands. He tried. He failed. We're just his desperate attempts to compensate. Sure, he says the right things, probably believes them too, but the facts are facts. He makes the same moves over and over again, expecting different results, making the same mistakes again and again, but he's not the one who pays the price. Look at me. I'm not Light's first child. I'm his third. Mega Man looks confused, skeptical. You don't believe me, do you? I'll sum it up. Back when this city was just a dusty pit, a mining town out on the edge of the world, he built a robot. He never named it, never claimed it, just built it to follow orders. And that's what it did, all too well. It did exactly what it was told, and then it spent a decade running from the consequences. When it died, it was at Light's feet, at Light's command, murdered by his second son. That's his helmet you're wearing, you know. Joe was a human, a kid with a motorcycle on his way out of town. Light didn't build him, but he took Joe under his wing. He made him all the same. His death is on Light's hands. And then there's me.
It wasn't like that. Our father loved you. He mourned you.
Mourned me? Sure, doesn't change the rest of it. See, it's funny that way. It's only horrifying if you really look at it, really close your eyes and think. Because then Light's not just a brilliant man, he's a murderer by proxy. There's a string of bodies trailing in his footsteps, a long line of graves from surrogate sons. You're just the latest model. What happens when you're obsolete? This fight's not yours. Why build us then? The crowd begins to creep closer, murmuring amongst themselves. It's unsettling. There's something hungry in their movements. I know what you're thinking. Don't speak for me. Sorry, kid. Can't be helped. I've lived this story too. I know how it ends. Better to talk while I still can. Better to put words in your mouth than dirt from your early grave. This is all humanity is. It's all it knows how to do. Take and take and take until there's nothing left. They'd strip the meat from your bones, if you had any. They'd eat you alive, if they wanted to. Chew you up and spit you out. To them, that's what a hero is. Something to devour. You'll learn it soon enough. There's blood dripping from the doorsteps of our house. Light's children lie buried beneath our feet. Don't worry, the pit's still open. There's room for one more. Listen, you can hear the city calling. It wants a death. Yours or mine, it doesn't matter. Close the circuit. Make your choice. The city crowds closer, closer, forming a semicircle on Mega Man's back. The words they're speaking all run together, indistinguishable, until the only sounds we can hear are a horrible garbled cacophony, pleading, telling, ordering. Mega Man's face is obscured by his visor. His expression is invisible, but his shoulders begin to tremble. He raises his cannon. The stage lights all point towards the audience, growing brighter, 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 until they're blinding, until all silhouettes are blown out and burned away. Quiet. A single spotlight remains. Mega Man, standing in its beam. He's removed his helmet, cradling it in the palms of his hands, staring at it without seeming to see. There is no sign of Protoman. Make your choice, huh?
You had no choice.
Of course I didn't. Mega Man looks up, not at the chorus, who are now close enough to touch him, and some are, plucking at his clothes and hair, trying to take pieces of him for themselves, souvenirs, relics, circling, their voices high and piercing, a single sentence overwhelming and sustained. You never gave me one. He takes his helmet off, throws it down. It clangs against the stage and comes to rest. Somewhere, the tape player clicks softly as it reaches the end of its spool. No more narrator, no more guidance on where to go from here. Just the grasping hands of the city and the march of Wiley's army in the distance. Ceaseless, endless, relentless.
You are a hero.
He turns away, not towards the chorus, but to the audience. He trembles with fury and fear. Just like the city, we've watched his brother die. We've watched the chorus cheer Protoman's murder on. We did nothing. We're just as complicit. You have no heroes anymore. He says something. With the volume of the chorus, it's almost impossible to hear. Maybe only the first row of the audience can make it out, if they lean close enough. You are the dead. He turns from the crowd, away from the fortress. The spotlight follows him as he begins to walk. The chorus falls into darkness. All that remains are their wails of horror as the army advances. He steps off the stage, striding silently up the long aisle between the two sections of seats, up the flight of steps to the theater door. He looks back at us, briefly. Then he pushes open the doors and steps through, leaving the theater in darkness.